taking reflective practice forward. The reflective practitioner is engaging effectively in self-directed learning. What is self-directed learning? Self-directed learning is a process of learning in which the learner takes ownership, takes responsibility for their learning, takes responsibility, takes ownership of planning their learning, implementing their learning, and evaluating their learning. And what this also means is that the learner chooses what to learn and also how to learn, and makes decisions about when to end learning as well. And so self-directed learning is a key principle in terms of taking reflective practice forward. And the goals of self-directed learning for the reflective practitioner relate to the reflective practitioner enhancing their ability as teachers to be more self-directed in the process of reflection, take control of their learning from their practice. And this is very humanistic in terms of its principle. And self-directed learning fosters transformation for the individual. It is a means by which an individual, a teacher, can develop themselves as professionals in the way that they that they feel is important for them as professionals. In other words, develop their professional identity, which is unique to them. And of course, self-directed learning, because it is about individuals taking ownership and taking responsibility of what and how they learn, is a process of social action and social change. And so reflective practitioners can use self-directed learning to develop skills and attributes that they can use as teachers and as learners to support their development, not just over the short term, but over the long term. And also use self-directed learning to plan the process of reflection and action, and to carry out and evaluate their own learning and development as they progress in their careers. The reflective practitioner then is someone who can participate both fully and freely in their development, and participate in dialogue about teaching and learning and about their own role as teachers, and in a way which is about not only understanding their roles, but testing their roles and testing the interests and the perspectives that other people, as well as the wider community, may have around the importance of teaching and learning, and about the goals of teaching and learning. And so we can see that self-directed learning is a key principle for the reflective practitioner. And to add weight to this, self-directed learning is identified as a key component of learning in the 21st century. And what is recognized is that the ability to not only take responsibility for learning, but to guide learning and to guide the process of learning is about lifelong learning for not only the teacher, but also the student. And indeed, international organizations are recognizing self-directed learning as a demand of the modern era. And so, for the reflective practitioner, self-directed learning is not only a learning process, but it's also about a way of being, a personality aspect which they need to engage with in order to move reflective practice into the future. And so reflective practice is about ownership of learning, And it's also therefore about self-management of learning and self-monitoring. And it's also about extending learning as professionals.